create a multiplayer game using Scratch programming. In this game, two monkeys, controlled by two different players, will try to touch the bananas present on stage that are randomly moving. Each player gets 1 point for touching the bananas once. Open a Scratch project. Click on File. Click on New. By default, a cat sprite appears on stage. To add a background image, click the Choose a Backdrop icon from the bottom right corner, next to the sprite panel. Click Blue Sky 2. The image in the background changes. To get rid of the cat sprite, in the sprite pane, click the Delete icon on the sprite's thumbnail. To add the first monkey sprite, click the Choose a Sprite icon. You can scroll through the options and you can select any option. Click the monkey sprite. The monkey sprite appears on stage. In the sprite name box, in the sprite panel, enter Player 1. The first monkey sprite is named as Player 1. Right-click the monkey sprite. Select the duplicate option. Another monkey sprite appears on the stage with default name Player 2. To add a banana sprite, click the Choose a Sprite icon. Click the banana sprite. Now to define actions for Player 1 sprite. Click the Player 1 sprite. Click Events block. Drag and drop the When Go icon. Click to the code area. Drag and drop the Forever control block to the code area. Now to make the Player 1 sprite move up on pressing the up arrow key, inside the Forever block in the code area, drag and drop the If-Then control block. From the Code tab, click Sensing block. Drag and drop the key space pressed Sensing block to the code area. Inside the empty slot of If-Then block, change the space option to the up arrow option from the drop-down menu. Drag and drop the Change Y by 10 motion block to the code area. Place it inside the If-Then block. To move the sprite down, left and right using the respective arrow keys, follow the previous steps. Change the value for Y by pressing the down arrow by -10. Change the value of X by pressing the left arrow by -10. Then to define actions for player 2 sprite. From the code area, drag and drop the entire script to the player 2 sprite in the sprite pane. In the sprite pane, click the player 2 sprite. All the blocks of player 1 sprite are copied to player 2 sprite. To make the player 2 sprite move up, down, left and right on pressing the W, S, A, D keys respectively. In the if-then blocks, change the up arrow, down arrow, left arrow, right arrow options to the W, S, A, D options respectively. Now to define actions for Banana Sprite. In the sprite pane, click the Bananas sprite. Drag and drop the When Go icon clicked events block to the code area. Drag and drop the Forever control block to the code area. To make the banana sprite move randomly on stage inside the Forever block, drag and drop the Go to Random Position motion block. To make the bananas visible on stage, drag and drop the Show Looks block to the code area. To make the banana sprite move after 2-3 seconds, drag and drop the Wait 1 seconds control block to the code area. Inside the slot of Wait 1 seconds block, drag and drop the Pick Random 1 to 10 operators block. Change the values to 2 and 3 respectively. To store the score of player 1 sprite, create a variable player 1 . Select the option for all sprites. The player 1 variable appears on the top left side of the stage. To store the score of player 2 sprite, create another variable player 2 and select the option for all sprites. The player 2 variable appears on top left side of the stage. Then, drag and drop player 2 variable to the top right side of the stage. To make the banana sprite hide after touching player 1 sprite, click on the banana sprite. Drag and drop the When Go icon clicked events block to the code area. Drag and drop the Forever control block to the code area. Inside the Forever block, drag and drop the If-Then control block to the code area. Now, drag and drop the Touching Mouse Pointer sensing block inside the empty slot of the If-Then block. change the mouse pointer option to player 1 from the drop-down menu. Further, drag and drop the Hide Looks block inside the If-Then block. Now drag and drop the Change My Variable by One Variables block to the code area. Change the My Variable option to player 1. To make the Banana Sprite hide after touching player 2 sprite, click on the Banana Sprite. Then right-click the When Go icon clicked Events block defined for player 1 sprite. Select the Duplicate option. A copy of the script for player 1 sprite appears. Now, place the copied script in the code area. In the If-Then block, change the Touching Player 1 option to Touching Player 2. Next, in the Change Player 1 by 1 block, change the Player 1 option to Player 2. Now, save the changes. To preview the game, click on the Go icon. Click on the Maximize icon to maximize the screen and play the game. Use the arrow keys to move player 1 and use the W, A, S, D keys to move player 2.